January 29th, 1945. 2:47 p.m. Holzheim, Belgium. First Sergeant Leonard Funk walks around the corner of a farmhouse and stops dead. 90 German soldiers are staring at him. Half of them are holding weapons. The other half are picking up rifles from a pile on the ground. 4 American GIs kneel in the snow with their hands behind their heads. These Germans were prisoners 20 minutes ago. 80 of them captured by Funk's company during the assault on this village. Guarded by 4 men, all that could be spared. Now they're free, armed, and organizing to attack Company C from the rear. A German officer steps forward, shoves an MP-40 submachine gun into Funk's stomach, screams something in German. Funk doesn't speak German. Neither do any of the Americans. The officer screams again, louder, his face turning red. Funk looks at the 90 Germans, looks at his 4 disarmed soldiers, looks at the MP-40 pressed against his gut, and starts laughing. The German officer's face twists with confusion, then rage. He screams louder. Funk laughs harder. What happens next takes less than 60 seconds. 21 Germans will die. The rest will throw down their weapons and surrender. And Leonard Funk will earn the Medal of Honor for one of the most insane acts of combat in World War II. All because he couldn't stop laughing. Leonard Alfred Funk Jr. was born August 27, 1916, in Braddock Township, Pennsylvania. A steel town. Smokestacks and foundries lining the Monongahela River 8 miles east of Pittsburgh. Funk grew up fast, learned responsibility early. By the time he graduated high school in 1934, he had already been taking care of his younger brother for years. The Great Depression was grinding through its 5th year. Jobs were scarce. College was a fantasy. In June 1941, with war raging across Europe and Asia, Congress extended the draft. Funk's number came up. He reported to the induction center at Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania. He was 24 years old, 5 foot 5 inches tall, 140 pounds. The Army physical examiner probably thought clerk duty. They were wrong. Funk volunteered for the paratroopers. In 1941, American airborne forces barely existed. The concept was new, jumping out of perfectly good aircraft, to land behind enemy lines and fight surrounded. It sounded like suicide to most soldiers. The volunteers were a different breed. They had to be. Airborne training was designed to break you. 5 weeks of running, jumping, climbing, falling, brutal physical conditioning that washed out half the candidates. Then the jump towers. Then the aircraft. The first time you step out of a C-47 at 1,200 feet, everything in your body screams to grab the doorframe and hold on. The ground is a long way down. The wind tears at your face. Your parachute is just fabric, cord, and faith. Funk earned his jump wings. He was assigned to Company C, 1st Battalion, 508th Parachute Infantry Regiment, Camp Blanding, Florida. The 508th shipped to England in late 1943. They joined the 82nd Airborne Division, the All-Americans veterans of Sicily and Italy. These men had already jumped into combat. They had already killed and watched friends die. Funk was the new guy, 27 years old, ancient by paratrooper standards. But Funk had something they didn't: maturity, steadiness, the kind of quiet competence that makes men follow you into hell. June 6, 1944, 1:30 a.m. The C-47 shudders as flak explodes around it. Funk is standing in the stick, the line of paratroopers waiting to jump. 60 pounds of equipment strapped to his body. M1A1 Thompson submachine gun, ammunition, grenades, rations, medical kit. The aircraft is at 400 feet too low for a safe jump, but the pilots can't climb. German Kur. Anti-aircraft fire is everywhere. The green light comes on. Funk jumps. The prop blast hits him like a truck. Then the chute deploys and the world goes quiet. Below him, France. Occupied France. Enemy territory in every direction. The airborne operation is chaos from the first minute. Funk lands hard. His ankle twists badly sprained, possibly fractured. Every step will be agony for the next 2 weeks. But he can walk. He can fight. And that's all that matters. He's 40 miles from his drop zone. 40 miles of German-held territory. Within hours, Funk has gathered a group of lost paratroopers men from different units, different regiments. 18 men total. For 10 days, Funk leads them through enemy territory. Traveling by night, hiding by day, fighting when they have to. He insists on serving as lead scout despite his injured ankle. They link up with Allied forces on June 17th. Every single man survives. 10 days behind enemy lines. 40 miles of occupied France. The Silver Star. A Bronze Star. His first Purple Heart. Funk is just getting started. September 17th, 1944. Operation Market Garden, the largest airborne assault in history. 35,000 paratroopers drop into the Netherlands. Everything goes wrong. But Funk only knows his mission. When he sees German 20mm flak guns firing on incoming gliders, he attacks. 3 Americans, 20 Germans. The guns go silent. The Distinguished Service Cross. Now Funk has a Silver Star and a DSC. Still not done. December 16th, 1944. The Germans launched their last desperate offensive. The Battle of the Bulge. Snow, ice -5 degrees. Men freezing to death. Then, Malmedy. December 17th. 84 American prisoners executed in a field. Murder. When Funk hears about it, something hardens inside him. He decides he will never surrender. That decision matters very soon. January 29th, 1945. Company C attacks Holtzheim. Funk forms a platoon out of clerks and cooks. They march 15 miles through waist-deep snow. They clear the village. 30 prisoners captured. No American casualties. 80 prisoners total. 4 guards assigned. Then everything goes wrong. The prisoners are freed. Armed. 90 Germans total. They prepare an ambush. That's when Leonard Funk walks around the corner. A gun in his stomach. 90 enemies. 4 of his men on their knees. So he laughs, and keeps laughing. And while the German officer is confused, Funk moves. 30 rounds. Reload. 30 more. 60 seconds later, 21 Germans dead. The rest surrender. September 5th, 1945. The White House. President Harry Truman places the Medal of Honor around Funk's neck. I would rather have this medal than be President of the United States. Leonard Funk returns home. No book, no fame. He works for the Veterans Administration for 27 years. Quiet. Unremarkable. Necessary. He dies November 20th, 1992. Buried at Arlington. Most people never hear his name. But courage isn't about size. Courage is what you do when there's a gun in your stomach and 90 men want you dead.